fans, welcome into the newest episode of the Blackhawks Hockey Central Hockey Podcast. I am Joe Vitali, and that is Skoks. Today we got some things we're going to go by today, run by you today, and just a couple of signings since the last time we met. Vladimir Tarasenko, 1 year, $5 million with the Ottawa Senators.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I think it's a solid deal. With 1 year, you're looking at a jacked up AAV for sure, and 5 is worth it for them. I don't think it moves the needle all that much when it comes to like playoffs or competitiveness because they lost Alex DeBrincat, and getting those points back is going to be a little tough. And then plus, I think that Ottawa's everyone seems to be freaking out, saying that now that the Sens got Vladimir Tarasenko, will this put them over the edge? I think their goaltending is subpar, and I think their defense is also subpar.
Yeah.
Now, I think their goaltending would perform very, very well, as you've seen with Jonas Korpisalo, who they signed like a big ticket, 5 years. He was in Los Angeles. Los Angeles was a playoff team. They were a good team. They had a good defense, and so he performed like he should. And then Anton Forsberg is coming off of a double MCL tear, I want to say, or ACL tear. He shredded all the ligaments in both of his knees.
Wow.
Really, really tough situation for him.
And he's already 30 years old, Forsberg. So that's not an easy injury to bounce back from.
Yeah, I mean, especially with that position, you're sticking your legs out here, there, everywhere.
Yep.
You got to be athletic. You got to be limber.
Yeah, and even with like Korpisalo, they're obviously going to have to lean on him now. I think his prime is behind him. I don't think he's very good anymore. We've seen that in like the last 2 years. He's just an average goalie and sometimes below average in net.
Very much below.
Yeah. Not great. But when you look at like their top 6, right, you think that, this team could get hot at points throughout the season, but all teams get hot, right? We rack off 3, 4, 5 wins in a row, at certain points throughout the season. So if you look at line 1, I mean, you have Brady Tkachuk, Tim Stützle, and Tarasenko slots in there, but their experience, even if they tried to push for the playoffs, I don't think they have that playoff style to where if they do get close, I don't think they could close it out. Like line 2, Claude Giroux, he's 35 years old, man. How are you going to lean on him? Someone that has been to the playoffs, right? Has gone far, but obviously knocked out due to the Hawks, right? We love seeing that, but 35 years old, line 2, he's fallen off a bit in his contributions. Not bad with assists either, but just it's not a very promising lineup, right? There's a lot that could go wrong with like Josh Norris, Drake Batherson. I like him as a player, I just haven't seen enough as of yet, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking right here. There's this Twitter account called Big Head Hockey, and they were like, which top 6 would you rather? Ottawa's of Tkachuk, Stützle, and Giroux, Tarasenko, Norris, Batherson, or Buffalo's with Skinner, Thompson, Tuck, JJ Peterka, Dylan Cousins, Victor Olofsson. Now, we've been hearing Olofsson's name on the trade block for forever. Kind of a one-dimensional player in the offensive front really great shot, and that's pretty much where it ends. But
Hmm.
like I would take Buffalo, you know,
Yeah.
over those, comparing those two top sixes right now, I'm
Hmm.
taking Buffalo.
Definitely.
And um, like you just got to look at like the teams that made it. Like you look at Florida that made it last year to the Stanley Cup final.
Hmm.
They were the East's team. You know, are you, you know, is Ottawa's top six better than Florida's top six? I don't think so.
No.
And Florida's just going to headhunt you out of the playoffs.
Hmm.
They're just going to scramble your brain, and then they move on, and you're in the ICU. So like, I don't like Ottawa's bottom pair. I think for defense is Eric Brandstrom, who they
Yeah.
got in that Eric Carlson deal, and
Hmm.
he's not as advertised. And then it's Travis Hamonic,
Hmm.
who's washed. You
Yeah.
know, that's your third pair,
Hmm. E-
buddy.
yeah. Even like their top line with or their top D pair, right, with Jacob Chikrin, Thomas Shabbat.
Yeah,
Shabbat's having issues staying on the ice, right? And Jacob Chikrin, um, he's a quality D man, but I don't see the hype to where he was at last season with all that talk at the trade deadline, treating him like he's the next, I don't know, like Eric Carlson, turning into that Eric Carlson. I just don't see that
yeah.
with
I mean,
Chikrin.
like once again, you go back to Florida. Florida's 1D is
Hmm.
Aaron Ekblad,
Right.
and then Ottawa 1D is Jacob Chikrin.
Hmm.
I'd
Or
rather have
yeah,
Ekblad.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he's bigger, and like Ekblad went one overall, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so he's a great player with a good pedigree.
Hmm.
Also,
Lots
by
of
the way,
experience. Yeah,
yeah, and there's also, by the way, it's Pat Boyle's cousin. um,
really.
yeah,
Wow.
so yeah, I mean, it's I'm not really seeing this Ottawa Senators hype. The Atlantic is a meat grinder,
Hmm.
and for people to who's going to fall out
Hmm.
to make that Ottawa gets that spot.
Yeah.
They could sneak into a wild card, of course,
Hmm.
but the top three in the Atlantic are probably going to be no particular order: Toronto, Tampa Bay, and Florida.
Hmm. Right.
And then like Detroit got better, Buffalo got better,
Hmm.
Ottawa got better. Someone has to lose.
Yeah.
So I truly I think it's going to be Ottawa. So
Yeah.
way of the
Hmm.
road. Um,
Hmm.
that's that for hockey Twitter going banana lands over the Ottawa Senators since they got Vladimir Tarasenko. We can
Yep.
move back into the Hawk sphere though here,
Hmm.
and they've got uh, some members of their team, the prospects, on the national team. So Hockey Canada, they're doing a showcase.
Right.
Team USA, they're also doing a showcase.
Hmm.
Uh, with Team Canada, it's Oliver Moore, three left wing, and then uh, Gavin Hayes, fourth right wing.
Hmm. And I recently just got some notifications through Chris Peters on some of the lineups with those prospects. So we have Gavin Hayes on power play line one with Will Smith, Quentin Musty, Nubble from Philadelphia, and Seamus Casey on the back end. So
Nice.
that is great to see from
Breaking news.
yeah, with USA blue team. So there's a white team and a blue team that is blue. That's
Blue.
very interesting.
Yeah, Gavin Hayes playing fourth line right wing
Right.
on PP1.
That's interesting. Yeah, definitely.
It is. You
Hmm.
know, he's probably got to be. I mean, he's not that big of a kid, so I wouldn't
Hmm.
say he's going to be net front. Maybe he's in like the bumper position, like
Yeah.
the Kaner type
Yeah.
spot.
He definitely has that type of shot. Near the net, he could definitely uh, rip it up top there. Yeah. And I recently just saw the team white lineup. Uh, to our surprise, Frank Nazar is your 1C for USA White.
Yeah,
He's paired up with Isaac Howard. I don't remember which team he was drafted, but on the right wing he is with Ryan Leonard. So what else can you ask for? I mean, that is just
Ryan,
awesome.
Ryan Leonard, Frank Nazar
That
wombo combo is going to be trouble.
that is just absolutely nasty. Another tidbit: Nazar is actually on power play line 2, so he's still getting some tick, but just on the second line with Isaac Howard, so his line mate, along with Eric Polkamp and Cole Iserman, which should be projected as a top 3 pick in the 2024 draft. So that's a very skilled line for Frank Nazar. That's
I
awesome.
agree.
Hmm.
Okay, let's see. Let's check out this Isaac Howard cat.
Right.
Let's go Michigan State,
Hmm.
Tampa Bay Lightning,
Wow.
2022, round 131 overall.
Okay.
Hey, was this the kid that had the giant belt buckle?
I don't remember. Uh,
I think that might have been him, and I liked his game.
really? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
that's awesome. Okay, cool. Hey, good for him. Hey, he's from Hudson, Wisconsin. You know,
That's
we all
yeah.
know the Scotties are kind of weird, but
Yeah.
go Midwest.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So some first line tick for Frankie with
Yeah,
Ryan
so
Leonard.
yeah, 1C for Frank Nazar,
One
Captain
C.
America.
And just to give you a little insight, throughout the lineup on line 2, we have 2C Cutter Gauthier, paired up with right wing Jimmy Snuggerud, and on the
Finish,
left
please.
Rucker McGroarty.
Whoa, he
So
Winnipeg Jets. I want to
yes,
say,
yes, yes, correct. Um,
what a
line,
name.
yeah, line 3C is Charlie Stramel. That's pretty fair for where he was drafted and his type of play style, right? Like a checking power forward. That's awesome for Charlie Stramel. 3C, Cole Iserman, the 2024 top 3 projected pick. He's the left wing on line 4. So that's
Hmm,
interesting. Yeah,
yeah, getting
definitely.
some reps, but knowing that the older guys have a little bit more experience and a little bit more
Hmm.
rapport, we'll say,
Right, right.
a little bit more swing.
Hmm.
And yeah, so that's Frank Nazar 1C on
Hmm.
Team USA. Love to see it.
Right.
And
Oh,
Sam Rinzel, second D pair, right side. I
yeah,
mean,
right there.
for the high
Paired up.
schooler,
Yeah,
really cool.
that's awesome for Sam. So a top 4 role, paired up with Zach Schultz. Not sure where he is from, but they are just the second line or second pair behind Lane Hudson and Ryan Chesley. I have heard of him. Obviously, Lane Hudson looks like he's playing that 1D type of role, which he could fit because he's super speedy, super skilled. Uh, that's awesome for Lane Hudson.
No doubt.
Hmm.
He's going to be getting reps in in the show next year for sure
Yes, yes,
for
definitely.
the Montreal Canadiens.
Yep, with the Canadians. That's right.
Yeah, he's probably going to. I think people are hyping him up a lot.
Hmm. Definitely.
So obviously you got to be careful to temper those expectations, but it's also
Hmm.
the Habs, so I don't really care. I'll
Yep.
be I'll be looking forward to seeing him hit the ice. To be honest.
Yep. Definitely unintriguing player with BU. Keep an eye on Ryan Green, obviously. Plays there. for
Can't
the
wait for him to
Hawks.
come over.
Yep. He's interesting, definitely.
I think he's
Um,
going to be a contributor, bottom six type guy.
yeah, that would be awesome. He's like 6'1", 6'2", more of like a power forward, but he does have decent playmaking, So that's what you want to see from that type of guy. Um,
Yes,
Chris Peters, 13 minutes ago, with the Team White update. So that's with Frank Nazar and Sam Renzel. Sam Renzel just got a turn with this group on a late power play, so he has some power play tick. Another note, solid game from him on both ends. So it looks like he's improving in the D zone, getting the puck out, breaking out of the zone, staying active in the offensive zone also, which he's known for. So that's great to see that he's improving on both ends from Chris Peters here.
definitely. Yeah, and you see some guys. They're mainly coming from junior. They're mainly coming from like maybe the USHL.
Mm-hmm.
Some European leagues. You don't
Right.
really see a lot of guys go from high school to getting drafted and developed. You can think of like Casey Middlestat of the
Mm-hmm.
Sabres, which we'll mention here in just a sec. Casey Middlestat goes from high school to pro.
Right.
It's not really, it doesn't really happen much. And same thing, Sam Renzel, he was
Mm-hmm.
playing high school puck,
Yep.
and you know it's not the best competition for a kid, and to see him go up against the top competition and hold his own,
Mm-hmm.
be that second line right D, and get praise for his two-way play, Chris
Mm-hmm.
Peters. It's an awesome. Uh, it's good. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Love to see it
that's what we want to see, for the middle of the summer, getting some ice time, and it looks like he's showing out, definitely. And that about wraps up the news for the USA Summer Showcase updates.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Zach Benson, which of the Buffalo Sabres, which I just mentioned, he
Mm-hmm.
signed his ELC as well.
Yep.
Love that player.
Yep.
Uh,
Awesome.
and he's just so skilled, so much finesse, and
Mm-hmm.
he's just really good around the net.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Good
Um,
shot.
yeah. And his motor, back checking is, I mean, it might be top three in the draft. That's why everyone was just so um stuck on him. Pre-draft process. Obviously, he fell to pick number. What pick was he?
I want to say 14,
Yeah, I think it was past 10, definitely. But
13.
was it 13?
Lucky number 13.
Yeah, that's a heck of a pick there for Buffalo. Picking up Zach Benson. He's like 5'9", 5'10", but hey, if this guy could be on a line with you know defensive like defensive forwards, and some speedy guys, he can really blow up there with the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah, well, I remember, unfortunately, Jack Quinn, I believe it was, he tore
Right.
his Achilles in
Really.
training in the summer, like a month ago, I want to say. And so
Wow.
that's a lot of rehab and such.
Hmm.
So they're throwing him on the LTIR. He was going to be like a middle six type
Yeah.
player for them, and so they're going to have to replace him. And maybe they're going to do it with Zach Benson. They've been so bad for so long. They've got so many good prospects
Hmm.
that they
That's.
could bring up from Rochester.
Hmm.
But maybe Zach Benson makes that
Hmm.
jump, and he can contribute for the Sabres in a way that when Jack Quinn gets back, he
Hmm.
will be.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see there. Just at 18 years old, so obviously can't play in the AHL, but he can stick with the big team, the Sabres, or they could send them back down to the Winnipeg Ice there in the in the dub. Yeah.
The Dub. Wow.
hmm
Oh, I believe the Winnipeg Ice moved.
I think they did. Yep,
They
you're
got
right.
purchased and they got relocated into like the Seattle area.
That's interesting. Definitely interesting.
So I,
Um,
I wonder how that would work, to be honest. I don't know. Can Zach Benson go back?
I
Or is
believe
he,
he
or
can.
did they release all of the players and then,
Huh.
yeah, I would have to look into that if I'm
Y-
being honest.
yeah, that's interesting. I completely forgot about that because
Yeah, as did I.
yeah, because Seattle's own WHL champion Kevin Korchinski, Nolan Allen, Colton Dock. Their team is obviously the number one, junior sports team out there right now in Seattle. So that'll be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, they gave him an in-state rival, which I think is
Yeah.
really cool.
Uh huh.
So that'll be nice for the Dub. But yeah, wow, that might have to look into that, dig a little bit deeper on that for sure.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you guys on the next episode.
hmm And just closing out here with a little Hawks news referring to Rocky Wirtz.
The
So
services, yeah.
yeah, so Charlie Romeliotis, he tweeted out about a day ago that the Hawks are expected to announce on Monday the dates and plans for a public celebration of life for Rocky Wirtz at the United Center, preceded by private family services. It's looking like the events will be the week of August 7th. So 1 week from tomorrow, Monday, or Monday, yeah. So 1 week from Monday, August
Nice.
7th. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a diehard sicko like us, go pay your respects to the guy who built him back up.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They'll probably have a lot on TV, with NBC Sports going on, probably some live footage from the event. Yeah. So, but about a week away, and we'll see how that looks. Definitely.
Definitely. Yeah. All right. Awesome, man. Well, this has been the Chicago Blackhawks Hockey Central podcast. I've been your host with my co-host Skokes. I am Joe Vitali. Hope you guys have a good weekend and a good week, and go Hawks.
Let's go Hawks.